All right, let's get right into it. In the world of Canon cameras, there's this huge question on everyone's mind. Should you get the tried-and-true powerhouse, the R6, or do you go for its newer, shinier successor, the R6 Mark II? It's a classic battle, and today we're going to settle it. We're going to figure out which one of these amazing cameras truly belongs in your bag.
And really, this is the classic dilemma, isn't it? Do you shell out the extra cash for all the latest and greatest tech? Or is the original R6 still so darn good that you can save some money and not really miss out on much? We're going to break down exactly what that price difference gets you, so by the end of this, the choice should be totally clear.
So to really get this, we've got to look at how we got here. See, the Mark II wasn't just a random update. It's a direct evolution of the original R6. It was built on 2 solid years of feedback from people out there actually using the camera. So let's see how that played out. Just look at this timeline. We're talking 28 months between these 2 cameras. Now, in the tech world, that is basically a lifetime. It gave Canon so much time to listen to every little nitpick, every suggestion, and pour all of that learning into a camera that was designed to fix the original's very few weak spots. But here's the funny part. For all the changes they made on the inside, if you put them side by side, you can't tell them apart. They are basically clones. Same size, same weight, same professional level build. So if you've held one, you know exactly how the other feels. The real story, the real differences are all under the hood. Now, before we start pitting them against each other, I want to make something really clear. You cannot make a bad choice here. Seriously, both of these cameras are built on this incredible foundation of excellence. So let's just take a second to look at the shared DNA that makes both of them such fantastic tools. I mean, just look at this stuff. Both have that incredible in-body stabilization for super sharp handheld shots. Both have that genius-level autofocus that can lock onto a person's eye or even a car. Dual card slots, so you have that peace of mind. A great flip-out screen, pro audio ports, full weather sealing. These are not amateur features. This is serious, pro-grade stuff that you get on both models. Okay, so if the foundation is so similar, what are you actually paying for with the Mark II? This is where the 2 cameras really start to diverge, especially if you're the kind of person who does more than just take photos. And right there, that's the key. If you're what we call a hybrid shooter, someone who's constantly jumping between shooting high-quality video and high-quality stills, the Mark II is basically made just for you. The upgrades here, they aren't just little tweaks. They are absolute game changers. And these aren't just specs on a list. These are solutions to things that used to drive videographers crazy. That dreaded 30-minute recording limit? Gone. The camera won't just stop in the middle of an interview. That annoying crop when you shoot in 4K 60? Gone. Your wide-angle lens actually stays wide. Things like lens breathing correction. That's a huge pro feature that stops that distracting zoom effect when you change focus. For videographers, this is the whole ballgame. And then for the action photographers, bam. The Mark II literally doubles the electronic shutter speed, up to a blistering 40 frames per second. That is insane. This isn't just about getting a shot, it's about getting the perfect shot. We're talking the exact moment the bat hits the ball or the precise instant a bird takes flight. The Mark II gives you twice as many chances to capture that magic. Okay, now let's talk about a pain point that every single mirrorless shooter knows all too well, battery life. Well, the Mark II tackles this head on. It delivers a massive 220 times more shots per charge. That is a huge leap forward, and it might just mean the difference between you having to carry 3 batteries for a shoot or just 1. And this chart just puts it into perfect perspective. We are not talking about a small improvement here. We're going from 360 shots all the way up to 580. That is a 60% increase in battery life. For a long wedding day or travel shoot, that is a gigantic, massive relief. And while we're on upgrades, the Mark II also gets a nice little bump in resolution, going from 20 to 24 megapixels. So what does that 19% increase really mean for you? Well, it means you have more freedom to crop in on your photos without losing detail and the ability to make bigger, sharper prints. It's just more flexibility. So it's a total landslide for the Mark II, right? Well, hold on. Not so fast. The original R6, it's still got a few tricks up its sleeve, especially if we start talking about value for your money. And this quote just sums it up perfectly. If your world is almost entirely still photography and all those fancy new video features we just talked about, if they don't really do anything for you, then the original R6 is still an absolute beast of a camera.
And here's where it gets really interesting. The original R6 actually has more autofocus points, which can give you this incredibly precise control over where you focus. But more importantly, because it has fewer megapixels on the same size sensor, each individual pixel is physically larger. Now think of pixels like little buckets for catching light. In really dark situations, those bigger buckets on the R6 can sometimes gather just a little bit more light, and that can potentially give you a cleaner image. It's a subtle thing, but it's there.
Okay, so we've looked at the specs, we've gone over the strengths, we've even found some surprising advantages for the older model. It is time to bring this all home and answer the big question. Which one of these should you actually buy?
First things first, let's talk money. Right now, you can find a renewed, good-as-new original R6 for around $1,800. A brand new Mark II is going to set you back about $2,100. That's a few $100s difference, and that's a few $100s you could put towards a really, really nice lens. So really, it all just boils down to this. It's a pretty simple decision tree. Ask yourself, is top-of-the-line video a huge priority for you? Do you need the absolute best all-around hybrid performance? If the answer is yes, the R6 Mark II is your camera, no question. But if your world is like 90% still photos and you want to get incredible results while saving a good chunk of cash for some new glass, the original R6 is still an incredibly smart, incredibly powerful choice. At the end of the day, both of these are just tools. They're amazing tools for sure, but they're still just tools. We've laid out all the technical differences, but you know what? The best camera is always the one that makes you want to get out there and shoot, the one that inspires you. So which one is it going to be for you? Which one is going to help you tell your story?